today's video, I'll be sharing my minimalist hair care routine. I'll be showing you all the different products that I currently use and also details of my wash routine and how it differs from last year, and I'll also share some general natural hair care tips along the way as well, particularly for those of you who are interested in low waste sustainable living. If you do get value out of this video, please make sure to hit that like button. I appreciate your support. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So if you're new here, my name is Meg, welcome to my channel. If you're already subscribed or you've stumbled across my videos in the past, then you might have noticed that my channel has become all about barefoot shoes and all things healthy feet recently. So I thought it would be a good time to come on and update my hair care routine. I did a video like this, I think over a year ago now, and a few things have changed. So as I said at the start, I'll be showing you all the different products that I use now. There aren't very many of them, so it is a very minimalist hair care routine, and I'll also share some tips and tricks on the way as well for how to care for your hair naturally. So let's jump right into the video. Okay, so number one is cutting my hair at home or DIY haircuts. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about the actual cutting method in this video because I've got a few things to run through and I want to try and keep the video as concise as possible. But basically I cut my own hair at home. This is something that I learned to do a couple of years ago. I'll link in the description box the specific tutorial that I use. It's basically called the unicorn cut. I just have this fairly standard, nothing fancy pair of scissors from eBay. I'm sure you can get more fancy and maybe even sharper ones from maybe a professional website, but these cost me a couple of pounds and they do the job. I've got quite a lot of hair and they do cut through my hair really well. So yes, those didn't cost me a lot, and obviously because I'm cutting my own hair at home, that's also free. So I'm not obviously professionally trained, but I do my best and I think it's okay. Curly hair is fairly forgiving and it obviously saves me a huge amount of money. So in at number two is henna. So I am a natural redhead, but unfortunately over time red hair is a tone of hair that tends to fade quite quickly, unfortunately. So I am experiencing a little bit of fading coming through at the roots as I sort of get older. I'm also noticing a few greys already, even though I'm only in my mid-30s, which is a little bit sad, but there we go. So whilst I am a natural redhead, I do use henna. Fortunately for me, it matches my natural hair colour almost perfectly. This is pretty much the colour that I was born with, but like I said, it has faded over time, so the roots are coming through a little bit strawberry blonde. So once a month or every 4 weeks, I like to top up or touch up the roots with henna. I use this organic, completely natural, pure henna powder. There's nothing else in it. I buy this on eBay from a particular seller that I researched quite well back along when I started hennaing my hair, which was, I would say, probably over 4 years ago now. I'm happy to link her shop in the description box. I'm not affiliated with the shop in any way. They don't know I'm making this video, but they are a really good, consistent, good quality seller. So this is a 100 gram pack and I'm able to do all of my roots, my entire scalp with just 25 grams. So this whole pack lasts me 4 months, which is incredibly good value for money. If I remember, I'll pop the price of this pouch up on the screen. I would like to be able to buy it in bigger quantities just for the purpose of saving on packaging and also to make it more sustainable, but 100 grams is the biggest pouch that she sells. So yes, this is pure, organic, natural henna. There's nothing added to it. It's very high quality. It's the same one I've been consistently using for years. And I will say that whilst I do love the results and I do get quite a lot of compliments on my hair, which is really nice because I haven't always been very confident as a redhead, I'm happy with the colour and I'm happy how it turns out. But I will say, if you are considering henna, it is very, very permanent, so definitely do your research. It's not something that will just wash out. So once a month I reuse the same materials over and over again. This little glass bowl, I have this same piece of cling film or plastic wrap, as you may call it, which I just repurpose over and over again. So I try to be as sustainable as possible because the pouches aren't the most sustainable packaging ever, but considering I don't ever go to the hairdressers and I do this at home by myself, I believe that's the most sustainable way of doing things. Obviously not dyeing it at all would be ideal, but there we go. And I also have this old repurposed bonnet that I put on my head afterwards. I have this repurposed plastic bag that I reuse, same one over and over again. It's nice and stained. I pop that on first and then I put the bonnet on top. I reuse the same cheap, not great brush, but it does the job, and plastic spoon, because they advise not to put metal in contact with henna. So glass bowl and plastic spoon. And then I just have some standard clips, partition my hair and get to work. Also gloves, very important, and make sure to cover any surface area where you are applying henna, because it stains permanently and it's a very deep red. I think that's all the henna things, yeah. So I do that, like I said, once a month. It is a very messy job, I must admit, but obviously over time you get used to it, so I've sort of got into a routine now. It does take me almost an entire day, because you need to leave the henna to settle or cure, I'm not sure what the right word is, in the bowl first. I do that for 3 hours now. I used to do it for a lot longer and then realised that actually I didn't need to. So I generally try to do that first thing in the morning, cure it for, let's say, 3 hours, let it sit, keep it covered and warm, sorry. And then I have to apply it to my hair, which can take up to an hour. It's quite fiddly, I've got a lot of hair and obviously I'm doing it by myself, so the back can be a bit difficult. And then I leave it on my head for 4 hours. So yeah, basically you're looking at an 8-hour job, which might sound excessive, but when you think of the money that I'm saving by not going to the hairdressers, it's also completely natural as well. Henna actually has some benefits to it. So there's no toxic chemicals, there's no artificial nasty ingredients going on my hair, and it's only once a month. I save myself lots of money and it's really sustainable. I think it costs me under £5 per month. So yeah, fairly self-explanatory. It matches my natural hair colour, yeah. And so yeah, in at number 2 is hennaing my own hair at home. Okay, so moving on to number 3, just a quick one, and that is dry shampoo. So this little tub here, hopefully you can see that on camera, and this old, slightly ugly repurposed makeup brush. And in here is simply a mix of natural, pure, I think it's even organic if I remember correctly, arrowroot powder and cocoa powder. Obviously, depending on the colour of your hair, mix it to your desired sort of blend of tone, if that makes sense. Obviously, if you add more arrowroot powder, it would be whiter. If you have blonde hair, then you wouldn't use any cocoa powder at all. If you have really dark hair, then maybe like just the tiniest amount of arrowroot powder just to help it bind. But yes, another example of a completely natural product that I use. The jar is repurposed, the brush is repurposed, and I just dab it in there really gently, tap it out. Obviously have to be careful because there's cocoa powder in it, so I don't want that to get on any sort of fabrics or anything. And I just sort of lightly dust it around wherever I feel my hair is looking a tiny bit greasy, and it's not wash day, so it sort of carries me through the week, if that makes sense. I don't use it very often, I must admit, and it also makes you smell of chocolate, which I think is quite nice. So yeah, this is number 3. DIY dry shampoo. The cans or the aerosols of dry, generic dry shampoo that you tend to get in shops and retailers and things, they're really quite toxic, they're bad for the environment, they're full of horrible ingredients, and this is an effective natural way to sort of tide you over until wash day. So in at number 4 is I only use a wooden bristled brush and a wooden comb only. I don't use any metal tools or equipment on my hair. I don't use any plastic brushes either. So it's nice to have a wooden, nice looking hairbrush, but really what's important is the bristles. So if you're interested in tips to care for your hair a bit better or natural ways, then I would definitely recommend a wooden bristled brush. Wooden bristle, yeah, that's right. So it's nice to have the whole brush being wooden, but the bristles is really what matters because that's what comes into contact with your hair. So this prevents friction, it reduces damage because it's less tough and harsh on your hair, than plastic or, God forbid, metal hairbrushes. It also has an exfoliating property to it as well, and it does help to distribute the natural oils in your scalp. So not only is it doing what it's supposed to do, brushing your hair, but it also has healthy, beneficial advantages to using it as well. And then I only use a wooden comb. Again, exactly the same theory. So yeah, number 4 is I only use wooden hair brushing tools. In at number 5, similarly to number 4, is I only use satin scrunchies in my hair. I don't use any elastic bands or any harsh hair sort of tying up products. I just use satin scrunchies. They're basically polyester, I think, so whilst I hate polyester, it does actually serve a really good purpose when it comes to hair. And I also use satin pillowcases on my bed as well, which obviously I can't show you now, but I used to use silk ones before I was vegan. I still have them because obviously I'm not going to throw them away, but when they wear out and I move them on or recycle them, obviously I would buy satin replacements, each to their own. That's obviously everybody's personal choice, but yes, so satin scrunchies, and make sure I'm not missing anything out, and also protective hairstyles at night. So super important. In fact, I couldn't imagine going to bed and just leaving my hair like this, for example. I always wear a protective hairstyle, particularly in the curly world. We know how important it is to wear protective hairstyles at night. So I will either use this clip here. I could have a bigger one with wider teeth, that would be even better, but this works for me. I've got a lot of hair, but it's actually quite thin, so I don't feel I actually need a bigger clip. And then I alternate between scrunchies and clips at night. Basically, I'll put my hair up in a very loose bun with this clip, very loose, or I will pop my hair, flip it over and put it in like a pineapple with this nice big one here, or a braid or a plait, depending where you're from. Yeah, so always protective hairstyles, always satin pillowcases. Cotton causes a lot of friction, and it's also quite drying for your skin as well. So not just better for your hair, but also good for your skin, retains more moisture, prevents sort of friction, and therefore reduces the risk of breakage. But yeah, I can't imagine ever going to bed and leaving my hair just down like this, aside from the fact that when I wake up I would look like I'd been dragged through a bush. But yes, in at number 5 is satin pillowcases, satin scrunchies and protective hairstyles at night. So in at number 6 is I don't brush my hair until wash day, and I only wash my hair once a week. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, and some of you might be thinking, oh my god, that sounds really gross, but let me just explain. So particularly in the curly girl world, or curly hair world, sorry, it is very common to only wash your hair once a week, and my hair is very frizzy, so I don't want to keep attacking it with products and washing and even water. So I only wash it once a week. This is what I've done for years and years and years and years. In fact, I don't even remember a time all the way back to childhood even, I think, where I washed it any more frequently than that. So it's always worked well for me. I do struggle maybe on the 5th and the 6th day. Towards the end it does start to look a little bit greasy, but I just sort of pop it up in a bun and it works really well. And then, as I said, I only brush my hair on wash days, so therefore only once a week. Now, I know that there is something to be said for brushing your hair frequently, but when you've got curly hair that sort of looks like this, the last thing I want to do is go near it with a hairbrush. So I just brush it before I'm due to get in the shower to wash my hair. Obviously I wash the rest of the week, but my hair is just once a week. You trust me, you really don't need to wash your hair every day. In fact, it is actually quite damaging. Now, obviously I understand everybody's lifestyle and professions are different, but it actually can give your hair a real break by not using products and over shampooing and over washing it too frequently. I appreciate that some jobs might be more sweaty or dirty than others, and you might not be in a position to be able to let it go unwashed for very long, but believe me, if you can stretch it out maybe even to just one day less, it will, your hair will really thank you. Our scalps naturally produce sebum, so it's a natural way that our body cares for our scalp and our hair follicles, and when we overwash and over shampoo, we actually strip our scalp and our hair of its natural sebum. And then what happens is the scalp tends to go into an overcompensation by overproducing more sebum, which then what looks like to us is I've washed my hair today and by tomorrow it's already greasy, so I've got to wash it again, and then you get into that awful cycle. So I do empathise, but from personal experience I can't say that I've had that sort of lifestyle where I've had to wash it really frequently. Regardless of what job I've had, I've only ever washed it once a week. So yes, only wash my hair once a week, only brush it before I'm due to wash it, and my hair has always had that routine. If you want to research it, please, I recommend that you do. It's not necessary to wash it every single day. It's in fact actually quite damaging. If you can, try and stretch it. I know that that's difficult to begin with whilst your hair gets used to it, but it would eventually adapt to being washed less. And it also would save you water and money on all the products as well. So yes, in at number 6 is only wash my hair once a week and only brush it once a week. So moving on, similar to number 6 as to how I care for my curls and my frizzy hair, I use an old repurposed cotton top. I'm hoping that this will fit in the camera on screen. As you can see, I don't know if the colour's picking up on camera, but it's very stained. That's the henna. So because this is an old top that I don't use, it's been repurposed, I don't mind, but like I said earlier in the video, henna is very permanent and it stains everything. So once I pop this in the wash, it would fade out a little bit. But anyway, so I use this old repurposed, it's 100% cotton top, just to pin my hair up in basically when I come out of the shower. So when I've done my wash routine, my weekly wash routine, I lay this flat on the bed and I'll pop a photo up on the screen for you to see what it looks like on. Look a bit silly, I sort of feel like I look like a 60s dairy farmer. But yes, I washed my hair last night, so that's sort of why I'm doing this video this morning, because my hair is as fresh as it's going to look and the curls are literally just recently set, if that makes sense, overnight. So I lay this flat out on the bed, flip my head over and sort of plop my hair really gently into the towel. So no sort of constricting it, or I just let it sort of plop naturally with my head flipped over into the middle, did I say towel, into the middle of the top, and I pull one bit over, like this end over anyway, and then just sort of tie it up. It works, you'll see in the photo, it works really well. This is something I only started doing, excuse me, maybe 2 years ago, and I'll be honest, it's been a lifesaver, because you're just letting the curls naturally plop on their own into the top, and then you're sort of just gathering it all together on the top of your head. You're not forcing the hair into any particular pattern, if that makes sense. Whereas in the past, I would braid my hair as soon as I came out of the shower. And whilst obviously once you take the braids out in the morning, it all looks nice and kinky and curly, but it wasn't my natural curl pattern. Whereas this is completely my natural curl pattern. Nothing has been done to my hair in any way to sort of modify it. So it's not super tidy and super tight curls, but this is what it naturally looks like, and that's what I'm sort of aiming for with this whole minimalist routine. So yeah, I think it's called plopping. I could be wrong, it doesn't sound like the best word to describe it, but again, lots of videos on YouTube that go into more detail. But yes, in at number 7 is I use this old repurposed cotton top to set my curls after I've come out of the shower. Okay, so coming to the end of the video now, I think I'm going to sort of just tie the last 3 all in together, because they're all related, and it will hopefully keep this video concise if possible. So moving on to washing my hair. So we've done the sleep routine, protective hairstyles, the very few products and tools that I use on my hair, and now sort of the biggest part of the video, I guess, is my wash routine. So over the years, and I think in my last video, which was well over a year ago now, I think I spoke about no-poo and co-washing and all that kind of good curly hair world stuff, but I've recently changed my routine. So basically, up until not long ago, I was using shampoo and conditioner bars from the brand Etique. I'll try and pop a photo up on the screen of the ones that I used to use. and I decided to stop using them just because I felt like having to buy the shampoo bars just for that purpose. I'll move on to why in a minute, and it will make sense. I just sort of found that it was spending more money than maybe I needed to. And prior to using the shampoo and conditioner bars, I had another no-poo method, which worked really well. So basically I've decided to come back all the way back round to that method and not buy the shampoo and conditioner bars, because when I show you in a moment the things that I use in my no-poo method are things that I also use in other areas of my home and my lifestyle as well, so they save me lots of money. But basically I still have in this bottle, hopefully you can see this on camera. Also, by the way, I'm hoping that the lighting has behaved during the video. I'll be really gutted if it hasn't, because I don't have a huge window to film in and the weather isn't great outside today. But yeah, so apologies in advance if the lighting isn't great. I have tried already filming this video multiple times and I don't think I can do it again. So yes, hopefully you can see this on screen. This is basically it's a repurposed old, like 5-year-old bottle that I've had for ages, and it is the Etique conditioner, which I said I'd pop up on the screen, basically grated down into boiling water and turned into liquid conditioner. So because I'm no longer using the bars, I wanted a better way to use up the conditioner. I found using a conditioner bar not a success on my hair. I found it very hard work. I don't know whether it's the length or what it was. The shampoo bar was easy, but I found the conditioner bar very difficult, which is one of the reasons I've decided not to use them anymore. They were really good and effective, but not successful. A lot of hard work to actually get this much hair properly conditioned. So I turned it into a liquid form, and I'm basically now just using this up. I'm guessing I've probably got another couple of months worth in there, maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 months, seeing as I only wash my hair once a week. And then that will be it. That will be the end of this, as I said, Etique shampoo and conditioner bars. I won't be using liquid conditioner anymore either. I was also using the Faith in Nature brand up until recently, which are really, really good. There's something like 95% natural, and I used to get them refilled in the zero waste shop that I worked in 2 years ago. Unfortunately, that shut down, and I have just worked out my own routine at home. Anyway, so I'm going to be using that up, and whilst I'm using that up, at the moment, I am using this bar of what's called Marseille soap. So this is authentic, traditional Marseille soap. This actually came directly from one of their biggest factories, if you want to call it that, in France. I ordered a huge box of like, I think 10 blocks, so quite expensive, but definitely worth it in terms of sustainability and packaging. Shipping it all the way over from France might not sound sustainable, but the cost of these bars in the UK from UK retailers, as much as I'd prefer to support them, is a lot more expensive. And the postage and the packaging, if you bought 10 of these bars, would be like 10 times more than buying it in bulk. Anyway, I've done another reel somewhere on my channel about this amazing soap. I'm literally in love with this soap. That might sound strange, but it literally does everything in my home. It's super effective, completely natural, no perfumes, no additives, no nasty ingredients, nothing. It's just, and no palm oil as well. I believe it's also organic, which is really important to me, seeing as I use, let's say, a handful of products only. I like to make sure that they're good quality. So yes, Marseille authentic traditional soap. It's olive oil soap in the main, super healthy, really gentle, really effective. And this is what I'm currently using as my hair wash whilst I'm using up this conditioner. Now, I know that might sound horrifying to use soap on your hair, to wash your hair. If you'd have asked me like a year or two ago, I would have been horrified as well, but it is really effective. And because soap can be a little bit more drying than shampoo because of all the other ingredients that tend to go in shampoo, that's why I'm using it with this conditioner, because this conditioner is really effective, it's really softening, and it's a good combo. However, once I've finished using that conditioner up, I'll be going back to my no-poo method that I was using 3-4 years ago. Really effective method. I will try and pop some photos up on the screen if I can find them, but I might be going through 6,000 odd photos worth to try and find some back at that time, although you can see, currently what my hair is like. So on henna days, I use the no-poo method, sort of a combination of all of them, but basically, yes, when I've finished that conditioner and therefore won't be using that Marseille soap anymore. That's because I'll be using this combo, and that is baking soda, oh crikey, and apple cider vinegar. So in the curly hair world, a lot of you may have already heard of the baking soda and ACV combo. So it's an ACV rinse at the end, and the baking soda is used to clarify or wash your hair, basically. So it might sound like really harsh ingredients to be using on your hair, considering that these ingredients are often used for cleaning, for cooking, but they're obviously highly diluted. So I think I use a 10% ratio, so 10% to ratio of baking soda to boiled water, and then let that cool down obviously before I apply it to my scalp. And I use this bottle which I bought years ago, just repurpose the same one. That's the other thing with no-poo methods and using sort of ingredients, so to speak, that you already have in your home. They're all natural, is that you're also saving a lot on packaging and money as well. So I use this bottle just because the nozzle's really helpful with applying the baking soda wash. It allows me to really get into all of the follicles and all the different areas of my scalp, because obviously I've got quite a lot of hair. It'd be really easy to miss if I just dumped a jug, let's say, of baking soda on my head. And then the final rinse is apple cider vinegar. This is also organic as well. The baking soda isn't organic. I can't find any organic baking soda, but I buy this in bulk from Buy Whole Foods online, really popular British retailer of healthy whole food bulk buying stuff, basically. This is 2.5 kilos, fits in here perfectly, which is awesome. And then I've got another one in the cupboard. I buy 5 kilos at once, so super economical, really good value for money, really, really effective method. When I first looked into no-poo, I think 5 years ago now, I thought, baking soda, apple cider vinegar on my hair, really? That sounds really harsh. But actually, it's been fine. So yeah, I've trialed and errored, so to speak, and played around with other methods in between. Like I said, the Etique shampoo and conditioner bars, and then for a while the Faith in Nature liquid shampoo and conditioner. But I'd really like to just go back to a much more basic, simplistic, broken down sort of routine. I use baking soda for absolutely everything else as well, including washing my clothes. It's super effective because I only wash my hair once a week as well. Bear in mind, I'm only applying these products to my hair once a week, and I've never experienced any additional hair loss or any like worsening of my hair condition or hair breakage. I've never experienced any issues with this method. If you are considering it, please do your research first. And also, obviously, everybody's hair is different. Everybody has different length, different texture of hair. So yes, but this is what, once I've used the liquid conditioner up, this is what I'm going to be switching back to permanently now. I've tried everything else, and this is what works best for me. So yeah, let me make sure I've covered everything. Yeah, so the baking soda is very alkaline and the apple cider vinegar is very acidic, so that's why they're a really good combo. Obviously, I haven't done the measurements in a laboratory, so technically it's not perfect, but it works well. It's quite a common hair washing method, and yeah, it's really effective, doesn't damage my hair, super, super, super economical, much more sustainable, much better for the planet, and just so, yeah, much better in general. Okay, so that wraps this video up. No toxic ingredients, no artificial chemicals, no things I can't pronounce in my hair care products. I'm hoping that the tips I've sort of shared along the way as well for you have been helpful. Hopefully I haven't missed anything out. So yeah, minimal plastic, low waste, healthier and super versatile, but most of all, really, really budget friendly. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I do hope that you find it helpful, that it maybe gives you some inspiration. You can hopefully take bits here and there from the video perhaps that might help you. Obviously you don't have to do all of it, and like I said, we've all got different hair, different lifestyles, different routines, different professions, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just tweak it to what suits you best. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to hit that like button, and I'd be really grateful if you also subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. As a small content creator, I can't tell you how much it means to me to have your support and have you on board in this little community. I will try and do a minimalist basic skincare routine as well if I can in the near future. So If you did find this video enjoyable, let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to know, or if you feel there's anything I missed out or any questions you might have. I get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. In the meantime, take care and stay safe, and I'll see you soon.